It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Keefe. Thank you so much for joining us. With a new school year on the horizon, the West Bloomfield School District is hard at work preparing classrooms and other learning spaces for the months ahead. Here's some pictures of maintenance crews cleaning up classrooms in anticipation of teachers and students returning to them very soon come the fall. And just across town, a huge change happening at West Bloomfield Middle School with the athletics facilities looking a lot more like the swamp over just down the road at the high school. Civic Center TV's Kevin McIntosh got an inside look at the upgrade.
The West Bloomfield Middle School football field is a popular spot for outside activity amongst the students. Recently, the field received a major upgrade, which provided a new look and feel for the student athletes and patrons. We recently spoke with Jamie Stoudemire, Assistant Superintendent of Facilities and Operations for West Bloomfield School District, to tell us why the field needed an upgrade.
We had a lot of issues with the old field. The principals would call us quite frequently and tell us about some issues with, divots in the field. There was a lot of weeds on the field, and obviously you don't want to spray a lot of chemicals with kids out here running around. And the other big issue is that, and it's typical with any grass field, is it's difficult to grow the grass because the growing seasons are the fall and the spring, and that's when you have kids out there running around trampling it. So it's really hard to get the grass to grow. And the other issue was ongoing maintenance costs of keeping up a grass field and having to mow it, having to stripe it. There's a lot of costs associated with that. And lastly, it was just the playability. Obviously, we get a lot of rain here in Michigan, so we were not able to use it a lot because of the issues with mud and the water accumulating on the surface.
Jamie further discusses the current status and the benefits of the new turf.
The contractors are very close to having the field done. They actually put in the 40 tons of crumb rubber last week. They still have to disassemble the bridge that they used to cross over the track and to clean up some of their equipment over there, but they're getting really close to having it done. We did start it a little early. We started on May 13th with the hopes of being able to have it done before fall sports. The wonderful thing is the Shaw Game On is the company that we went with for the turf. They have 15 projects going this summer in southeastern Michigan. Ours was the number one out of the gate. So by being first, we were able to ensure that everything was manufactured and brought out here and put in place. And so they were able to complete the job.
We learned about how the West Bloomfield School District incorporated the input of the students for the new field.
Before we actually started the field project, we were able to get a few designs out to the students to vote on, and the students picked their favorite field design, so we incorporated that, which was pretty cool to be able to involve them in the project. Another thing that's nice about the Shaw Game On product is that they're able to tuft the color into the carpet fabric, whereas on a normal artificial turf field, every time there's a color change, those two colors have to be sewn together. But they have a patent on it where they're able to stitch actually weave all the colors into the textile, which allows us to do things that you used to not be able to do. So here you can see, obviously, we have our new Lyle the Crocodile border, which just adds a little pizzazz to the project, a little fun, and it ties in with our new branding with the district. So
a brand new design, shock put area, and turf is right here at the West Bloomfield Middle School to level the playing field for the safety of our students. The fall of 2025 is expected to see the debut of the field with plenty of activities planned on it. From West Bloomfield Middle School, I'm Kevin McIntosh, Civic Center TV.
A little bit more insight into that story. The West Bloomfield School District, another justification for why they ultimately put that money into a turf field, despite not doing that originally with the middle school, is because so many athletics teams from across the school district use that as a practice field in addition to it being classroom space and recreational space all throughout the year. So it gets a heavy usage, the turf field much easier and much more cost-effective to maintain per the West Bloomfield School District. That was explained at a recent school board meeting. All of those, of course, are on our website on civiccentertv.com. For more pictures and updates as the school year approaches, you can follow the West Bloomfield School District on Facebook at West Bloomfield Schools. Tomorrow, a special night at West Bloomfield High School where one of Michigan's largest outdoor classroom spaces will become a movie theater. Join the greater West Bloomfield community for a showing of Moana 2 at Lakers Stadium, plus a whole lot of good company along the way. Admission is just $3 to attend the event, and of course the concession stand will be open with all of those movie theater goodies and other tasty treats like pizza, ice cream, and more. It all kicks off at 6:30 Tuesday night at West Bloomfield High School. Learn more and keep up to date on even more events in the West Bloomfield School District all throughout the rest of this summer and as we get into the fall, including some information and updates on Family Fun Night. Again, facebook.com/West Bloomfield Schools. Mark your calendars while you're out and about this weekend in Greater West Bloomfield. Stop by the main library on Walnut Lake Road for the summer used book sale. Plenty of interesting titles will be on display from across genres at a very affordable price. You'll be set for the rest of the summer with good reads that will help to support the Friends of the West Bloomfield Township Public Library and all their different programs like Music at Maine, their reading groups, their kids programming, and all those other great updates and technology they've brought into the fold in recent years as well. Stop by the main library. Again, that's Saturday, 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. for all of the big bargains. And, of course, you can learn more on Facebook at West Bloom LIB and on their website, wblib.org. One of the most renowned fire departments in all of Michigan recently got a whole lot stronger. Of course, it's our West Bloomfield Fire Department, who invested in a new apparatus to make for more robust response capabilities in our community and, of course, assisting our friendly neighbors as well. All the while keeping up with the latest technology across the firefighting medium. Civic Center TV reporter Jake Schaff has the details.
Greater West Bloomfield just became a whole lot safer, as just recently the West Bloomfield Fire Department unveiled their brand new state-of-the-art $1.5 million fire truck, offering so many brand new amenities and features to help make the community that much safer. Firefighters and township officials stopped by to take a closer look at this brand new fire truck and see some of their features firsthand and from some brand new heights as well.
It's pretty neat, just to have an opportunity to have such a new, state-of-the-art piece of equipment like this really makes a difference in how we can do our job. I've been doing this for quite a long time, and I've never actually been stationed where we've had a brand new, aerial apparatus like this. So it's pretty neat, and I'm excited to actually get out and play with it a little bit.
I think it's important for us to get back to the community, show them what they support us with. This is a brand new piece of equipment, vital to what we do. We have a lot of new construction going on with 4- and 5-story apartment buildings, hotels. This provides us a lot of tactical advantages with 101-foot reach for firefighting operations.
We are very grateful to the West Bloomfield community, who has told us outright how important public safety is to them and provided the motivation to make sure that we give our firefighters the equipment that they need to do the job that we ask of them. And I think when you look at the side of that truck and you see the words kindness, professionalism, and knowledge, it embodies what our firefighters are to our community. We can give them the knowledge. We can expect professionalism. They come kind. We have a great combination, and I could not be more proud of our fire department, and I could not be more excited to provide this piece of equipment for them.
Well, this was certainly a long time in making, 2.5 years. We authorized the truck as the board, and it's really a huge insurance policy for our township to protect their safety. It really means a lot to the whole fire department to show how much support the board and the township and the residents support them.
And how do you see this fire truck making such a huge impact in the years to come?
Again, tactically for our department, it's vital to have that aerial support, one for rescue operations and for master stream operations. We got a lot of bigger buildings going up than we've ever had before. With the height of the buildings are reaching 5 stories. This gives us a lot of capabilities to give us support to the community when we need those firefighting operations.
We have been the only Oakway partner that hasn't had a tower truck for the last few years. So I used to ask, well, do we need one if our Oakway partners have one? But it was explained to me, when you get to the apron of a scene, you need to be there quickly. And at the point that it fills up and that truck comes from another community, you can't get up close to the fire. So understanding the physical importance of this piece of equipment and making sure that our fighters now have it in West Bloomfield, it's an exciting day.
So many incredible things to take away from this brand new fire truck with the West Bloomfield Fire Department. And every time you see it out on the road, you will be reminded of everything Greater West Bloomfield stands for: kindness, professionalism, and knowledge. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
Quite literally written on the side of that new vessel: kindness, professionalism, and more. So much from the West Bloomfield Fire Department. Of course, plenty of more fire safety tips and updates from the fire department are always on their Facebook page at WB Fire Department. One of the hottest art shows in the country is coming back to Greater West Bloomfield just this weekend. The Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, presented by Hotworks, returns to Powers and Daly Roads on Saturday and Sunday, with artists from a plethora of disciplines making our community the center of the art world in the Great Lakes State. I had a chance to speak to the founder and executive producer of Hotworks and the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, Patty Narozny, as well as their featured artist Agnes Ratani, to get an inside preview of this year's event. Thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to both of you as well. Patty, I want to start with you. This is a big event for you every year. It's a huge event for us here in Greater West Bloomfield, the 21st annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. I'd imagine this time of the year, as we're getting a little bit closer to the big days, that it starts to get really exciting as you wrap up some of your art shows down in Florida and get ready to come here to our community. Where are you at in the process right now?
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Civic Center TV, and thank you for West Bloomfield for continuously hosting our 22nd Orchard Lake Fine Art Show in the heart of West Bloomfield. Yes, this is voted top 100 art shows in America. We have one of the top artists in North America joining us, and she's also our featured artist. And it's an example of how Agnes did our Florida shows, and now she's coming to Michigan to participate in our Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, July 26 and 27. And it's an example of how we bring artists to this event that you don't see at other Michigan events.
And it is a really exciting time for art lovers in our community and the others that come in as this being a huge attraction for art lovers across Lower Michigan. Agnes, for you coming in after an award-winning performance in Florida, one of the most recent shows, how excited are you to show off your now award-winning art in even more places across the U.S.?
Yes, it's for me. I'm traveling 30 years with my paintings, and that's my professional job. And to be featured in a Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, it's an honor among all those amazing artists to choose my work about my son. He's a golfer, and it's just mesmerizing, the experience with Patty. It really is.
And Patty, that goes back to you and your team's work before these art shows to bring in the best of the best from across the U.S. and beyond. You have mentioned in years past, and you emphasize this every year, that this is a juried art show. You do a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that you're not just bringing in people that have award-winning backgrounds, but have award-winning original art altogether. So what's your process for looking for artists to bring here to our community for the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show?
Well, the process is all work must be original and personally handmade by the artist in the show. And it's juried based on originality, technique, execution, and booth appearance. So during this entire winter, when we're still planning the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, we also produced 9 shows in Florida, including Naples, Boca Raton, Sarasota, St. Petersburg, and I thought there was one more. And anyway, I can't remember the other one. There's Michael's work. He's an award winner. We want to give credit to Agnes, who won our Best of Show in Naples a couple weeks ago. But that's an example of, with us, not in Florida's the season of all art shows. So not only do we have our own events here, I also attend other events and recruit artists from other events to come to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show throughout the entire winter season. So we have a beautiful show planned for this year with about 140 high-quality juried artists. There's excellent food. We have wonderful music with Detour Band, Motor City Sensations. And then we don't want to forget our kids' art competition, which is a unique and one-of-a-kind program. It's for grades K through 8. And it's a way we expose students to the rules and entrepreneurship opportunity of doing art shows for a living. So all students in ages K 5 to 13 are encouraged to enter their original and personally handmade art that's publicly displayed within the show the entire weekend. And it's a way we expose students to the rules and entrepreneurship opportunity of doing art shows for a living.
Patty Narazny is with us, as well as artist Agnes Ratanye from the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, returning to the Greater West Bloomfield community this summer. It'll be July 26th and 27th. That's Saturday and Sunday. It is 10 to 6 on Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday. Again, July 26th and 27th. Hotworks.org is the place to go for even more information. Agnes, I want to go back to you because you've, as Patty has said, you've attended some of her other recent art shows in Florida. You've won awards at those art shows. You're a professional artist. You really took some pride in that. The big smile on your face I saw when you talked about this being something that you love to do every day and you can make a living on. And so when you go to an art show like the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show or the other Hotworks shows that you've been to recently, take us through that experience for you as an artist. How does that motivate you, and how exciting is it to not only sell your art, but to have that one-to-one interaction as you're in the process of selling that art?
Yes, it's my art is not about sales. It's about talking to the clients, talking to the art lovers. They're coming close to me in my soul. They feel the same thing what I feel. I am not noisy with my artwork. They are very, very soft moments in our lives. So whoever could attach to that, that's for me is the ultimate experience on the festivals. But to be with Patty gave us a home. It's a home. It's not an exhibition. We bring our life into those festivals with her. She really does make us feel so welcomed and so amazing. I really, really enjoy the shows with Patty Narazny. It's really...
Oh, thank you.
And Patty in the background giving her thanks to Agnes as she prepares to come here close to home, here in Greater West Bloomfield, July 26th and 27th. Same location as it's been for the last several years and beyond. Powers and Daily roads. On the roads themselves, the West Bloomfield Police closed down a couple of those roads for those 2 days over the summer for one of the biggest events here in our community. Agnes, you've been to some of the shows down in Florida. Will this be your first time at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, or have you joined us in past years?
No, I was there twice already, and I had a sold-out show with Patty. It was just, imagine that, to get ready and go and travel with my paintings, and I arrived to that beautiful little community who really enjoy art, real art, juried art, and yes, I had a sold-out shows with Patty before in Orchard Lake. Also the Florida shows, they were extremely well organized and very well attended. It's not a walk-by shows. They are more just art lovers who really enjoy seeing us and select our work.
You can find even more information about Agnes's art and see some of it yourself before you see her at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Info on all of the attending artists can be found on hotworks.org, including all those details you need about the 22nd annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show coming back in late July right here in West Bloomfield Township. Patty, I want to go back to you because Agnes made a really good point. Not only is she able to make a living as an artist, going to these shows in Florida, coming to our shows here in Michigan at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show this July, and for the past 3 years before that, that goes back to what you were talking about with the youth art competition, kind of coalescing the professional artist side with now the amateur artist side and showing them that career path. Why is that an important effort for you and your team at HotWorks?
Well, we started this program back in 2005.
Wow.
And it's a way to bring families to the event and to expose students to the opportunity of doing something they love for a living. You heard what Agnes said. She's not there to sell, but she really is. Everybody has bills to pay. But to truly do something that you love to do for a living is very important. And we want to reach out to the community and to the students that there is an opportunity to do something that you love for a living, which is creating your art. And after COVID, we found out especially how important the art shows are, because it's the visual eye that is extremely important compared to like the computer screen. That piece behind Agnes, the golfer, is our featured piece. And when everyone who's looking at this video interview comes to the show, you'll understand what we're talking about, that it's more amazing in person with the visual eye. You can't see the texture very well behind her on the screen, but it's a gorgeous, amazing piece, and the visual eye brings it out. But for those students out there, and also we want to thank Lindsay at Steinway Art. She's been extremely instrumental in helping with the kids' programs, and we want to get the West Bloomfield art teachers involved with their students K through 8 as a way to expose them to the rules and entrepreneurship of doing art shows for a living. So their work is displayed at the show in a 20 by 40 tent the entire weekend. And the kids love seeing that their work is displayed. And then sometimes there's a bonus where patrons want to purchase their art and the kids end up selling it. We always encourage them to sell their art because they can create more, and that's what they're making it for, is to sell it and have other people appreciate it.
And it gives them a great opportunity not only to compete with their own art and see sort of the entrepreneurial side, but to also have those conversations with professional artists. And Patty, when you bring up that you first did this, as you said, in 2005, that means now we're 20 years later of these kids in those late elementary and middle school ages exploring their journeys as an artist. Do you have, and I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here with this, I understand that, but did you have any success stories of all these years later, from 20 years of these kids doing great things at your show, then coming back later on or contacting you later on and saying, the youth art competition started my professional career as an artist?
Well, we have a few of those students, but most importantly, our biggest success story has been Dallin Nowlin from Fort Myers, Florida. The kid is 17 years old. Agnes knows him. She met him in Naples. He's been to Orchard Lake in 2023. The family came to Orchard Lake. He has been displaying his work with us since age 8. So he started entering the program at age 5. At age 8, he has been donated over 100 booths at our shows where he can sell his work. So yes, it's extremely important for the kids to learn the interaction with the patrons at the show. They learn how to communicate, they learn how to socialize. Eye contact is important. But Dallin Nowlin is now selling his pieces probably for more than $3,500 at age 17. He had a great show with us in Naples. His little sister, Nella, she has a company, Doodles by Nella, and she's 11. She did 2 shows with us this season. And she's selling just little paintings, or 5 inches by 7 inches, and bookmarks, $2 each. And those 2 kids are great success stories. Nella's 11 years old. She's got a company, Doodles by Nella. and she has a checking account. She knows how to take credit cards, and she knows how to interact with the patrons and sell her work. So this is big success story with those kids who have taken advantage of our offer to donate a booth to sell the work. We asked for the kids, if we're going to do that, either get a body. If a school wants to do it and get some kids together, we just need, since it's underage, we either need their patrons or their art teachers to supervise the kids booth. And it's a great learning experience. Both these kids have businesses and they're both doing great. And I encourage more kids to take advantage of the opportunity. Nolan's going to start having to pay for his own booth because he's going to be 19 soon, and that's when the program stops.
And that's what you want to hear. You want to see stories like that. And for parents, and especially for the kids here in Greater West Bloomfield that will have the opportunity to enter that youth art competition, a story like that tells them that they can take this to the next level. So that's a really inspiring tale from 20 years of the youth art competition as we get ready for the 22nd annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, July 26th and 27th on Powers and Daly Road. Agnes Rotanier is with us as well, one of the artists that will be featured at this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. And Agnes, when you see so much variety, so much talent from all over our country coming together for shows like this, and then you see the community behind it and all these different places come out to these art shows. For artists like you, how does that then maybe reshape or reframe how you approach your process going forward? And maybe does that bring a certain sense of inspiration for you to continue forward with your works?
Yes, Buddy has a selection of incredible good artists. And when you are entering to that atmosphere, we are all inspired to do better, show after show. We grow from other artists' energy. We are a community of very creative people. And it's just something what is, there are no words to explain the feeling when we are on the show. We're working at home in the studios, and it's fantastic and it's beautiful. But to be with the other artists and like in Naples show with Patty, everybody was so happy, just really like a big happy family, and inspiring. I came home. And I cannot wait to go back to the studio and get ready for July. And the texture, the technique what I use is 30 years old. I'm using this technique for all my life. They're not loud. They're very, very sophisticated, very soft, meaningful pieces. But sometimes I want to yell, here I am, it's Agnes. And it's changing the world a little bit, changing my work, and the clients feel this extra boost. And that's what the shows produce for us, this atmosphere, what is, for me, is the most important thing on art festivals. The most important thing.
Yeah, as you made it clear earlier on, this is really about the experience for you. It's about having that interaction and enjoying art collectively as a community, and then having the extra added benefit of being able to sell your works and make a living beyond that. Agnes, I want to thank you so much for being with us. You've told us what these art shows mean for you and what you hope people take away when they come to your booth. We hope you'll have plenty of visitors again, and maybe another sold-out show. Big shoes to fill in 2025 after selling out in 2024. Got to get there early for Agnes's art, ladies and gentlemen, as you head out to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Patty, before we let you go, I want to kind of give that similar opportunity to you for when you bring patrons out to this 2025 Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, your 22nd annual. People have come to this for a number of different reasons. There's a reason they've come back for 21 consecutive years leading up to this. But when people exit on Saturday or they exit on Sunday or even both days, what do you hope that they take away from the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, other than, of course, buying plenty of art from these talented people?
Well, a beautiful experience and a great community event where we do bring the entire community together. West Bloomfield Township is out there. Debbie Binder and Steve Kaplan in the past, and now the new supervisor, Mr. John, I can't remember his name, but yes, thank you. He was out there last year. West Bloomfield Police, we couldn't do it without them. They keep the event safe. The same thing with the fire marshal, the fire department, and we appreciate everybody's help in bringing the community together. I hear lots of compliments, not only from the artists, but we try to just make it a really beautiful, polite, professional, wonderful experience. Get rid of your problems. Get rid of all political concerns. There's no politics involved in art. Throw that out the door and come to the show and enjoy it and have a relaxing experience and a positive experience. And we have great food vendors, great entertainment at the show. So we want to mention it is $5 admission, which is good for in and out access. It helps to pay for the cost of producing the event. And 13 and under are free. Families who enter the youth art competition get free admission. They get a family pass. And there's plenty of free parking behind the Beaumont Medical Center, which is now Corewell Health at 6900 Orchard Lake Road. And yeah, all year we've been recruiting great artists, those with positive. We have wonderful, wonderful people behind us. Agnes is helping recruit great artists too. You're going to see wonderful artists you haven't seen this year or previous years to this show. And everyone should come out. It's a beautiful, top-notch quality event. It's been voted top 100 art shows in the nation many times. And it's artists like Agnes that make it happen. And the whole community makes it happen. So we appreciate Civic Center TV's support behind the event. We need the media's help to get the word out.
Of course.
We are past the deadline for artists, but if you're just hearing this, we'll consider you, especially if you're local from West Bloomfield. And we want to thank our other team players. City of Kego helps us. Yeah. Kego Harbor, they hang a banner over the road. That's huge. Waterford Township. So not only within the community, we have other communities in the area. And we want to mention that we're promoting West Bloomfield to all our patrons who attend the Florida shows. So we'll bring artists who came to the Naples event, and they happen to be from Ann Arbor, the lady who won the $100 Enter to Win. So she'll be coming to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show to pick out her $100 prize from the Naples show that she didn't have a chance to spend. So it all goes around, and I'll try to be positive, and it's not an easy world out there, so we try to, again, throw out all those political issues and come to the event and enjoy the day and listen to some great music, disco and smooth jazz from Sheila Landis, and have fun.
It will be a fun day. It always has been for the last 21 years. And now the 22nd annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show coming back to West Bloomfield July 26th and 27th. Patty, Agnes, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Taylor.
For more information on the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, including a full list of artists so you can preview some of the pieces before you head out there this Saturday and Sunday, hotworks.org is the place to go. Nowadays, much of the revenue of our local small business community not only comes from their in-person businesses and all of the events that they attend here in Greater West Bloomfield, it also comes from online, including e-commerce. So, making your web analytics critical to keeping your business competitive in the local and broader market. That's what it means ultimately in the end for our small businesses. Local expert Chad Ever is joining us on the Splash Live to provide you with tips to expand your online presence for your business and make the most out of the World Wide Web. Chad, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Doing well. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Pretty good day.
Hey, it's a pretty good start to a week. We're doing this interview recorded first on a Monday during our live Monday edition of the Splash Live. You got an exciting opportunity coming up for business owners and for others that maybe are considering starting a business in the future. It's called Understanding Website Analytics. It'll be a virtual workshop happening on August 5th through Oakland Thrive. Tell us a little bit about what you'll be going over in that virtual workshop that may be really helpful to our small businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we are a digital marketing company, right? And so one of the things that we do is we help small businesses grow their online presence. And in order for us to do right by our clients, we have to understand the data happening with their website, who's showing up, what are they doing on the website. And so we're doing a workshop partnered with Oakland Thrive that's going to help these small businesses understand those kinds of things for themselves. That way they can begin taking action sooner because it's not always in the budget to hire a agency to take care of these things. So if folks can actually jump in and look into Google Analytics, Google Search Console, and then begin to understand what's happening online, they can then begin their strategies to perform even better. So we're going to be going over how to understand those metrics, what they mean, and then some really good best practices to really skyrocket businesses online.
So as people prepare for this workshop, maybe get ready with some questions for you and for your team. There's looking at the state of the web as it is now and how it affects our businesses. Even 15 years ago, much of it was you had your business, you had your website, you measured the clicks, you measured how many people were maybe buying your product from your e-commerce website, and that was it. But now we got that. We got social media as well. We've got engagement. You've got the short form social media like Instagram and YouTube Shorts and TikTok and so on. And all those have their own advanced analytics. So how do you take all the noise and break it down to definitions for these businesses?
Great question. So first of all, step one, get your website in order. That's the most important thing because that's going to act as your hub. And that's like your representation of your business online. And then once you've got that nailed down, you know your purpose, you know what you're going to be striving for, and that is in really shape, then you can begin branching out into some of these additional channels. So maybe you want to do content, get that, master that, hit some goals, and then you branch out into Facebook and then branch out into Instagram. Take them into small, digestible chunks rather than trying to do everything all at once. That's my first piece of advice. But we are in a very different age just now from 6 months ago because AI has become a very substantial part of the search and also the digital marketing piece. So what used to be attempting to rank for just keywords is now ranking for content that is helpful and that is going to get people in and out and move on with their lives. And so AI has completely reshaped not only what we do for our but what people need to do with their own businesses online in order to become relevant. So if we can provide some education to help folks understand the things that they need to do so that they can grow and not get, we always say we want to help everyday business owner compete with these large businesses. And so we want to share some education, and that starts with those core foundational metrics. And that's what this workshop is all about.
Chad Evers with us, founder and owner of Ever Studios, which specializes in websites, consulting, advertising, so much more, helping you take your online presence and making the most of it for your business here in Greater West Bloomfield. His virtual workshop on understanding your website analytics will be with Oakland Thrive on August 5th. TheEverStudios.com is his website for even more information. Chad, you made a great point about kind of that starting point for businesses. You got all this different information, you got all these different places that your business is present online in addition to in person nowadays, but it all starts with, as you said, getting your website in order. Break that down a little bit for us and explain what you mean by having your website in order in 2025.
Yeah, absolutely. So whenever we're sitting down with a client, a prospective client, the first thing we want to do is do an audit. The way Google crawls your website, it needs to be structurally sound, technically sound, long before you ever start considering the content that needs to go out there. So if you think about your website is like the foundation of your business. And if you don't have a strong website, it's kind of like building a house on sand. Anything else you do can make it just crumble. It's not going to support all the efforts that you put in. And so when it really comes down to it, things like having your headings in the right order, Things like having your meta title and description in place and different, not too long, not too short. There's a list of 72 different things that need to be put in place. And if they aren't in place, you're actually starting below water and you are not going to be even at ground level to begin building. And so a lot of these foundational pieces structurally, so that Google even knows what your website is about, are imperative, right? You could have a blog that has 50 articles that are really, really great content. But if Google can't scrub your website properly, it's never going to discover that information. And if Google can't find you, humans can't find you. So that's what I mean when I say your website is like that foundational piece of your business and that visual and that representation online. It's got to be sound. And we do audits for clients all the time. We'll just take a look. They know where they are and they can take action on their own. But of course, we're here to help them if they need additional assistance or they just don't want to have to deal with it.
Whether you're a mom and pop shop or a budding content creator in 2025, all this information really just tells you this moving picture of where your business stands online. Really that first in the chain link that connects our global world today with all these different products and services that our small businesses are providing. Chad, we got a couple more minutes with you, so I want to get a little bit of insight on how you take all this information, which can really be information overload for the average person, figure out what it means for this individual's business, and ultimately turn that into something actionable that they can take to help take that next step for the business going forward.
Yeah, I advise everybody who's a business owner or even just in your personal lives to have some sort of coach. So I have somebody that I work with that helps me understand the changing ways of what's going on in technology so that our company, we're a nice small business based out of West Bloomfield, we can shift to ensure we're doing right by our clients. So, for us, I'm taking this information on a daily and weekly basis and saying, okay, this is what Google has made a change. What does that look like 6 months, 1 year from now? What can we do today that's going to cater to what they want, right? If we're starting to think proactively instead of responsive to the changes, now we can ensure that our folks are going to be ranking where they should be. And I'll give you a really great example. With the shifts in AI, a lot of companies are seeing their website traffic take a huge nosedive. What we're seeing with our clients is actually they are going up in traffic. What people didn't change the amount of searches they're doing. What's happening is that Google in AI mode and AI overviews is showing different content based on the websites who actually did it right. So what we're doing is we're actually taking over the folks, the prospective clients, the website traffic that otherwise might have gone to somebody else, but because they didn't do it right, it's now coming to our clients. And that's because we planned that ahead of time and we knew what right looked like for our clients based off of the direction Google was going.
More information can be found on oaklandthrive.org, the workshop on website analytics for your small business with Chad Ever, who's joining us from Ever Studios today on the Splash Live, August 5th, 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And again, that website, oaklandthrive.org, to sign up. It is free admission. You get a lot of great advice from an expert from right here in the greater West Bloomfield community. Chad, in the meantime, anything else that would be something for small businesses to keep in mind as they take a look at their online presence in the coming weeks and get prepared for this very helpful workshop?
I'm going to tell you the general most important thing that any business owner can do. They can get their Google business profile up if they don't already have one, and then get a process in place to start getting quality reviews. Google loves keeping people within their own ecosystem, and if you can get positive feedback via Google reviews, that is going to boost your reputation. That is like the cornerstone thing. If there was one thing to do, that would be it. And just a quick plug with Oakland Thrive. They're an easy nonprofit organization, and small businesses can actually go to their website and get business services, oftentimes at no charge to that business. Right. So I've had clients from Oakland Thrive that come to me and we sit down for 4 hours and talk and put things in place. It's no cost to that business. Right. Oakland Thrive has funding from various places, but they're able to provide that service to Oakland County businesses free of charge. So an amazing organization doing great things and partnering with businesses just like us to provide those really great insights, but also direct consulting to help them grow and really stand out as a business to be looked at.
Yeah, they have a great team over there. Jamar Bray from Oakland Thrive, he's our Greater West Bloomfield representative. Recently came on our program as well to talk a little bit about some good numbers representing the state of Michigan and its business community recently on the program. CivicCenterTV.com is the place to go for that conversation. Chad, thank you so much for joining us today and previewing this upcoming workshop.
Always amazing to see you. Thank you for having me, and we will chat soon.
Always a pleasure. Chad Ever, the founder and the owner of Ever Studios, joining us on the Splash Live. His special virtual seminar, Understanding Website Analytics, is coming up on August 5th, 11:30 a.m. It's a virtual workshop. So take it from the office, take it from home, on the road, anywhere for free through Oakland Thrive, and learn more about their programs on oaklandthrive.org. More information, of course, from Chad can be found on everstudios.com as well if you want to get in contact with him for some helpful information or to purchase his services. The Orchard Lake Fine Art Show features some of the top artists from around America at one of the top 100 juried art shows in the entire country. This year, Regina Dunn will be bringing her mixed media works for you to explore color and design from a multitude of perspectives. She joins us now on the Splash Live to tell us more. Regina, thank you so much for being with us today.
Hi, Tyler. Thank you. Welcome to be here. Glad to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you on as we get ready for an exciting weekend at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. 2 days of hopefully a lot of sunshine and a lot of people getting out on Powers and Daily Roads just off of Orchard Lake in West Bloomfield and exploring art. You and I talked a little bit on the phone earlier today, and I understand it's your first time coming to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. So tell us a little bit about what attracted you to our local art show this year.
Well, my goal for this year for art fairs was to branch outside of my my comfortability, which is Flint. And so just reaching out as I'm doing art fairs, a lot of art enthusiasts would come by and, ask me about the Orchard Lake show. And so I began to look into it and was like, yeah, I think this is something I'd like to be involved with.
And your art, you describe it as being visually abstract, it's mixed media, but the way your process sort of is, you've described it as being a lot of intuition driven. And dive into that a little bit for us and tell us how, sort of the story of that painting on a canvas or other works that you're creating changes as you're in the process of creating it.
Okay, so it's a multitude of layers. I usually just go at it, just whether it's a canvas board, whatever my substrate is, I just kind of go at it. I don't have a plan in mind. I'm just layering paints, and it evolves as I'm working. And so using multiple different types of tools and paints and just different multimedia, sometimes collaging, and just going at it, and it just evolves into something amazing.
And it's cool too because it creates a unique identity for every single piece. Every artist sort of has their tendency, their style. At some point with your popularity, especially with repeat customers, it's recognizable. But in this sense, you kind of get to put that individual touch on every piece. And I'd imagine for an artist, that's really special.
Oh yes, it is. Coming into when I decided to do art full time, that's one of the things I wanted to capture was my own unique style. Didn't want my art necessarily to look like the next person and all of that. So I work really hard to create my own voice when it comes to my abstract art.
You're also a self-taught artist, which I always find to be really cool, whether it's a physical art form or it's something like music. Getting that story of how people got into it and learned the craft over time. So where did you get your start, and really what's built that inspiration for you to go from a novice interested in art that tries something out to now being a professional that's traveling around to sell their artwork?
Yeah. So I for the last 40 years, I've been a hairstylist, and so which also is a creative career, and so just always being drawn to design and color, just so now ready to retire from hair. I just decided to, well, even though I did it long before I retired, but just just really deciding to pick up a canvas and just start. Sometimes just that creative ability just come out of you. And I really I retired to be a, well, I didn't really retire. I just decided to be a stay-at-home mom for a while back in 2003. And I just prayed, you know, my kids had gotten to be in school full time. And so now I'm just sitting around the house. And so finally it was just time to pick up a brush and a canvas. I prayed, I asked God, hey, show me the gifts that you put on the inside of me. And that's one of the things that he showed me. And I went out, grabbed the canvas, grabbed some paint, and just started, doing things and, piecing things together. So, like I said, I've just always been a creative type, will try whatever. And so it just began to work for me. And so I never thought I would want to pursue art full time, but hey, now retiring from hair, it was the best next thing to do. Another thing that I love.
Yeah, part of the beautiful abstract experience that is life for us, and especially for artists. You now are going to be at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show coming up this weekend. You're from Michigan, up in the Flint area, joining us at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show for the first time. And you get to go to these art shows and interact with so many different artists, and of course with the patrons, and sell your work and get to have that individual interaction, telling the story of your pieces, telling the story of your career in this medium. So for you, what is the art show experience like, and how does it maybe inspire you as you go forward at the end of these art shows up until the next one?
Yeah, well, that's the beauty of it, Tyler. Just getting out and meeting just wonderful people all over. Sometimes when we're at these shows, it's like, yeah, you want to sell art, but sometimes just the communicating with other artists and just the art enthusiasts and collectors. That's just the real beauty of it, and when people look at your art, they see hope and happiness and joy, and it's just the whole environment is just amazing. And so I really look forward to doing the art fairs. It's just amazing, like I said, to meet the new people, and especially from all over the world. That people come from all over the world to these art fairs. And just to experience other people's creativity. And it's like, just when you think you're really creative, somebody is just amazing. So I love it.
You want to learn more about the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show? Hotworks.org is the place to go and learn more about Regina's work on reginadunnart.com. That's Regina Dunn, D-U-N-N, art.com. And, of course, you can see her out at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show Saturday and Sunday on Powers and Daily Roads. Regina, before we let you go, give us a little bit of a preview. What are some of the works that people may be excited to see from you at this weekend's event?
Well, I have some new pieces going up. I'll move my camera a little bit if it helps.
Sure.
I don't know which way I'm.
Just taking a look through at some of the pieces behind her that have been featured in this interview all throughout. You're seeing that on CivicCenterTV.com, taking a look through her art studio as she prepares to come on by. Looks like we may have had a brief drop off. Here we go. Now we got you back, Regina. Glad to have you with us today. We're going to have to get going. We are short on time anyway, but good to see some of the work around your studio as you get ready to bring a lot of that out to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show this weekend.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Regina Dunn joining us as one of the many artists at one of the top 100 juried art shows in the country. It's been that way for a number of years. This is an all-time great art show here in the state of Michigan, one of the premier events of the entire year. You won't want to miss it. It is Saturday and Sunday on Powers and Daily Roads. Saturday is 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Sunday, similar timeline, although it is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. More information, hotworks.org. And, of course, stay tuned across our social media for more coverage at Civic Center TV 15 on Facebook and at Civic Center TV everywhere else. We'll take a quick break on the Splash Live. More interesting stories close to home coming up next. Live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
So much is happening in your community. Join Jake, Tyler, and Kevin for local events and developments on the Splash Live, weekdays at 10 a.m. on CivicCenterTV.com, YouTube, and Facebook.
Hello, my name is Danya Bazzi. I'm the superintendent of West Bloomfield School District. I want to congratulate Civic Center TV on hitting the amazing milestone of 1 million viewers. Your involvement in our community doesn't go unnoticed. We thank you for keeping our residents and community engaged in the latest and greatest news and information. I'm Danya Bazzi, and I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home. And now, back to the Splash, live.
Live, local, social, welcome back to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm your host for today, Tyler Kieft, welcoming you back to our program and always encouraging you to follow along on CivicCenterTV.com and across our social media. Really interesting story developing in Greater West Bloomfield. One of the historic communities in West Bloomfield Township is soon, possibly, to become a village. They have an opportunity to vote to create a new village charter that would help them become their own individual community within a community. So many layers to this, which is why we sent reporter Daniel Zivian back from our team out for a special report to learn more from the Cass Lakeside community itself.
I'm at the entrance of Zox Cass Lakeside. It's one of the older subdivisions in West Bloomfield, and it's already in its own little world.
We have our own municipal water system. We have roughly 4 miles of roads that we maintain, 3 miles of canals that we maintain. We have 15 vehicular bridges, and all this infrastructure is over 100 years old. When we started looking around for road funding or for water funding, they assume in the first place that if you're managing all this infrastructure that you must be a municipality, so everything is written with that assumption in mind. And because of it, we don't qualify for any funding.
But without those funds, Cass Lakeside is an infrastructure time bomb. Some homes are separated from the mainland by 4 to 6 bridges.
If we weren't in a position to be able to, say, borrow money as a community to fix the bridges, then that responsibility would be for those individual homeowners. So that means they would either have to split the cost of a $1 million bridge, or they wouldn't be able to get emergency services. Fire trucks, ambulances couldn't come to their house. According to the township attorney, we'd be looking at possibly seeing those houses get condemned.
LeDuc says the process began 3 years ago, only securing approval from the State Boundary Commission earlier this year. LeDuc says it could not have been done without the support of his neighbors.
In a lot of communities, neighbors don't even know each other. And we pack our community center in these meetings that we have about the village. So it feels really good that so many people are willing to get together and take chances and solve problems.
LeDuc says residents will elect a 5-member charter commission this November with 3 chances to approve a charter in August 2026. Taxes will go up, but as LeDuc says, quote, there are no free options. For Civic Center TV, I'm Daniel Zivian reporting.
Appreciate the special report from Daniel Zivian back with us for that special story and more. Hopefully we'll see a lot more of him in the coming weeks. There's plenty more to tell throughout the greater West Bloomfield community. That's just one of our many interesting stories from recent weeks. If you happen to not be able to tune in live for the full hour each and every day and throughout the day for replays, you can always keep up to date with the best stories in our community with our Civic Center TV newsletter. We send that out every Friday to make sure no matter what, you have the top stories in your inbox. All you gotta do is scan that QR code on your screen as we speak on our live video on civiccentertv.com. Provide your email and you'll have the top stories from this week's edition of the Splash Live and other special programming, plus our top videos making waves on social media all over the world in your inbox every single week. You can also go to civiccentertv.com and click the link that's at the top of the page in that sliding player for access to the website as well. In the meantime, you can always tune in to our program Monday through Friday for new live updates from across our community. That is our show from today. I want to always remind you, our video is online, civiccentertv.com, and all across our social media. Big thank you to our entire crew at Master Control, and to you, of course, for joining in. For our entire team, I'm Tyler Kieft, live, local, social. This has been The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.